Right, so start by getting yourselves comfy. This is the Blues Monday meditation to lift your spirits when you're in some darker days, as we say. So just close eyes and get comfy. And just start by taking a couple of nice deep breaths for me. Push the lungs right out. Let's get air coming in, circulating to the organs, circulating to the brain. Nice deep breaths. And as always, our mood is determined by where we allow our mind to take us. So right now, I want you to focus your mind on the rise and fall of your chest. And let nothing else matter, nothing else concern you right now. And I want you to trigger a positive reaction in you now. I want you to think about something that you have decided to achieve this year. And I want you now to imagine that you've achieved it. Don't worry about details, just know that you've achieved it. Allow that joy to rise. Feel that energy of joy in your chest, in your heart space, and in your mind as you allow yourself to experience success and joy. Imagine yourself achieving it, doing it, how it will feel, the satisfaction. Feel all of that as we pull you forwards rather than backwards into old energy patterns. Feel that future vision. Feel your future self. And breathe that person, that energy in. That satisfaction. Now I want you to become aware of energy in the soles of your feet. You may feel this as tingling or heat. See a golden light, or just simply need to trust and know that it is there. Feel the energy building. And now see that energy changing into roots like roots of a tree. Growing from the soles of your feet down into the earth, centering you, grounding you, connecting you with the Mother Earth energy. And bring your attention now to the top of your head. See a white light forming and see it surrounding you in a bubble of white light. And I want you now to look down at your feet. And as you look at your feet, I want you to realize that you're stood on sand, that you're on a beach. Notice the water in front of you. See the sun glistening. Feel its warmth. And breathe in the peace that now surrounds you. Notice in front of you is a basket, and in that basket is a pen and pieces of paper. And I want you to take a deep breath now and write on the pieces of paper the things that are worrying you. And put the pieces of paper into the basket. Write down the things that worry you, the things that upset you. Write them all out on the pieces of paper and put the paper in the basket. Carrying the basket, I want you to walk down to the water. Feel the water on your feet, still warm from the sun. And place the basket in the water. See it drifting off. And allow the water to soothe away, to take away all your worries, all your fears. Feel them leaving you. Feel their heaviness lifting from you. As you walk further and further into the warm water, knowing you're safe and well, see the basket now very far in the distance as you enjoy being in this water. This salty water. Feel how it calms you. Feel its cleansing energy around you as it washes away all the negative thinking and emotions that are impacting you right now. Feel the sun upon you. Feel its warmth, its abundance. And now I want you to walk out of the water and back onto the sand, where you decide to sit and watch the water for a while. Breathe in the peace again. Feel the warmth that's on you of the sun. Feel how relaxed you are. Feel how calm you are. And know that all is well in your world. And as you sit there, you truly feel that life is good. I am happy. I am well. I am wealthy. I am loved. Everything is working out beautifully for me. Take a deep breath. And as you breathe out, release any last bits of tension or stress in your body, your mind, or your soul. See the water. See how calm it is. Notice that your basket of worries is so far away now, you can't see them. The worries are gone. The fears are gone. And let go as you breathe out once more. Feel the energy of the sun upon you and breathe it in. Feel it moving through the whole of your body from the top of your head down to your toes. And as you breathe in the sun's energy, tell yourself once more that life is good. I am happy. I am well. I am wealthy. I am loved. Everything is working out beautifully for me. Take a deep breath and start now to be bringing yourself back into the body, becoming aware of the room around you, the chair beneath you, your body, your feet upon the floor. And when you feel ready, open your eyes, remembering where you are. And when you're back, you can unmute yourself. So back into body, back into alignment, and opening your eyes to remember where you are. And when you're back, unmute yourself for me. Everybody back. You with us, John and Donna? Yeah, so if you want to unmute yourselves. We'll do a bit of coaching. How did you get on? I can hear you now. Did you see the water?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you got there. Did you write your worries, I think I called them, onto the pieces of paper?
Yes, I had more than I thought of when I did it.
Oh, did you? That's interesting, but in a good way. That's good then, that you let them go. Yeah, you wrote them down, sent your basket out. Yeah, all of you managed to do that. You saw that. Yeah, anyone else surprised how many worries they had? How many bits of paper they needed? How many post-it notes? But it's just
remember any of that. I was gone.
You were gone. That's okay. But it's just about releasing and letting go, because half of the problem is that we hold on so tight to negative emotion and fear, etc., because that's what we've been trained to do. You know, from as little as, you know, people say, don't they, don't do that. Don't step out the road, you get killed. I mean, yes, you will get killed, but you know what I mean? But it's fear being installed, and then we hold on to that fear and we lock that in as part of self-preservation. We need to be holding on to fear to survive and stay alive, if you ever thought of it that way. So that's why it's not our natural state to be in fear, but it almost has become so. Because we're don't do that, don't do that, don't do that, from childhood and obviously into adulthood as well. All right. So as I said in there before, you know, our mood is determined by where we allow our mind to take us from one moment to the next. And you'll always hear me talking about, you know, self-mastery is basically emotional mastery and being able to control where you are emotionally, like that. All right. So it's really easy thing to do, because we trick the mind, and then whatever you say the mind, it gives you a feeling. It's not the other way around. It's the mind creates the feeling. All right. So what I want you to do now is I want you to think of something shitty. Think of something shitty. Yeah. All right. And now I want you to think of something that makes you laugh or your heart sing or whatever. Yeah. Done? What are you feeling now? Are you feeling the shitty or are you feeling the happy?
Happy.
Happy. It is literally that fast and that easy to do. Make sense? And that is how we can have self-control as well, so we're not triggered by situations, by people, and over the coming weeks we may see quite a bit of that going on, where people are trying to trigger you. But if you are in control, where you allow your mind to take you, then you are in control of your emotion state. Does that make sense? We were thinking, what the hell is she on?
Yeah.
It is literally a trick of the mind to switch from thinking happy thoughts. It's true. It really, really is true. And it is that fast. And it's just remembering to do it in the moment, not 3 hours later, when you've trudged yourself through whatever that person has made you feel, and then through every other person that's ever made you feel like that in the last 5-10 years. Because that's what the human brain will do as well. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
I want you to not go down the spiral in this season we're in. I want you to come up out of that spiral and play the game of fun. Because we need to be having much more fun. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
To challenge these energies. We cannot be living positive lives and manifesting a positive world if we constantly give in to the negativity that is around us. Makes sense? No matter, I know we're seeing a lot of it. I know it's hard and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da and all the rest of it. I know that, trust me, I get that. But moment to moment, you have the choice about how much you are going to let that impact you and therefore control you, and also make you controllable. Make sense?
Yeah.
Any questions off the back of that straight away? No.
No.
So who is seeing challenging behaviour in other people at the moment?
Me.
Are you?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, my mum.
Your mum.
Yeah.
My mum's still disowned me.
Yeah.
So what?
I wish. It would make my life simpler. Not really. I love her, but it's, yeah.
Yeah. So what is she triggering in you? Sod what she's doing. What's the response in you?
She's just trying to get a reaction from me.
Yeah. What was the reaction she was trying to get? Does she want you to verbalise or?
Sympathy.
Oh, sympathy. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And obviously I've worked with you, Sam, and it's just like the way I deal with things now is a lot different to how.
And they don't like it, do they?
No.
Or Peter
No.
Brigade don't like it. I'm
Yeah.
afraid that victim
No.
energy. But it is
Yeah.
victim. Yeah. So can you see how? Because this is a season for victim energy to come up. So we have two ways to go. We either drown in it and go back to old ways of being, old, very 3D based ways.
Mm-hmm.
We recognize it in ourselves, as ugly as it may seem or whatever, or we see it for what it is. And actually we power up, if anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So you can see the difference between your mum and you then massively on that one, I take it.
Yeah. Yeah. This has helped a little bit tonight as well. So sort of given me a bit of energy to sort of get out of that mud that I feel like I've been in this past couple of months. So this has helped.
Yeah, because it is a choice of where we let the mind take us.
Yeah.
All right. And as I say, and I sometimes share it as a quote, if you think about when you get up in the morning, I always tell my one-to-one coaching clients, before you even open your eyes, you lie in bed, you think about whatever it takes to put you in that happy joy state, which we just did in seconds. Yeah. And you say your affirmations because you are choosing how the day is going to be. All right. And it's really key that you do this, because then you sit in your own strength, because I've decided I'm having a good day today.
Yeah.
Now, yes, some shit could happen, but it's not going to dominate the day.
No.
All right. So literally moment to moment, you have a choice. When people forget this, you choose who you are, what you're about, and how you're going to react to things. I get being triggered. I get losing your shits. I'm quite shocked at how calm I am, actually. I seem to have lost the lose your shit ability. I've had battles since Friday and I'm like, so calm, it's insane. But of course, that's triggering other people who wanted the trigger. But yeah, it is really about self-mastery. Self-empowerment by knowing who you are, and by controlling, as I say, those three things. And everything begins in here, doesn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
It really, really does. You all right, John?
Yeah, fine, thanks. Yeah.
Is that resonating with you? Making sense?
Yeah, on quite a few levels.
Is it? Okay. And you know, it's interesting to watch things play out sometimes, to be honest. We don't have to experience everything firsthand, you know. You can say, enough now, I don't need it firsthand. I'm going to watch this one. I don't need to be in it to work it out. I can learn from other people's experiences and what I watch go on around me. I don't need to be engaged in it firsthand all the time in order to learn a lesson or self-development, etc., etc. Does that make sense as well? Yeah. And that's certainly the times we are in. So as I say, it really is about learning moment to moment, to choosing where you let your mind take you. And as I say, you know, I do have quotes about it and everything, that if you wake up in the morning and your first thought is all the shit and drama that you did yesterday, or the ex that you want back, or the he did, she did, he said, she said situations that have gone on recently, or how anyone has hurt you, etc., you've already manifested that day to be a day in your past, not a day in your future. Yeah, because the timelines are so together now that you choose moment to moment. Are we going backwards down an old timeline, or are we coming forwards in a new one? Does that make sense? Yeah, are we going backwards or are we going forwards? But if all you're thinking about is what went on yesterday, yesterday is backwards, trust me. And there's, you know, sometimes we have to lose that. The ego likes us to analyze the ins and outs of a duck's arse. Yeah, thinking there's something, Laura's laughing, thinking there's something we need to understand, or we're missing, or da 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 da. No, we don't. That's the ego holding you in a space and time where you are manageable and controllable. Make sense? Yeah? Mm-hmm. That's your own ego manipulating you to play small and play safe, instead of getting on with your life. Yeah, and it can be fear-based because you're afraid of the unknown, but again, it's all in the mind. Does that resonate with any of you tonight? Yeah. So I wanted to do this tonight because of this moon energy we're in. Because, you know, it can be small challenges or it can be huge challenges. That's up to what you've been manifesting over the last few months in your life experiences, you know, but it is the way to take control about where you are going from here is by choosing where your mind takes you. Any questions? No questions, Cass? No, can't even see Donna.
Sorry, my lighting's not that good.
That's all right. Any questions? Kath, any questions from you?
No, I don't think so, thank you.
Did that resonate with you?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I will say that, I mean, my mum's got quite, well, horrendous behavioural problems. We're going around in circles with every possible conceivable medical social service thing that you do, you know, but she's got capacity, so it's a huge issue. But I actually generally don't talk to people about it now, because you're just dragging it.
You're remanifesting it.
Yeah, you are. It's absolutely draining, and I don't need that on top of her. I mean, obviously, if my sister needs to know something, I do, or, you know, Charlie or whatever. But otherwise, it's just so there's no change. If there's something to tell them, I tell them. But otherwise, it is just, you know.
Yeah, and this is something we also have to watch, is that we don't allow other people to pull us into old patterns by talking about stuff. I've worked with many a coaching client who's gone through a divorce. I know one is sat in the room. I'm trying to think of the rest of you, who have had to break away from, and I'm included in this, so that's two of us sat in the room, who's had to break away from friendship circles, who are obsessed with talking about the shittiness of your ex. And it's like, well, what do you want to talk about that for? Yeah, we don't go there.
That's why they're your ex.
Yeah, don't go there, because that's just re-energizing it.
Yeah.
It really is. And it's also reconnecting you to it energetically. If you want to move on with your life, you can't do it processing the past. Make sense? Yeah? Make sense, Laura?
Yeah.
I've watched you have a few smirks, so I'm like, oh yeah, so it's just registered. But I like that. Smirks are good. Sometimes I make people cry. God knows that. I make people cry. But that's release. But yeah, it really is stay upbeat season. And I don't know about you with your dream states, but my dream states are off the head, but they've been like that for months now. My astral traveling is ridiculous. But I'm in a new experience where I'm actually going off and sorting stuff out. It's quite amusing. So I shared that with some of you the other day, I think. But yeah, so just be aware that there's a lot of that going on. So what I recommend is you put, I've not got one here to hand. I recommend that you put next to your bed your selenite crystal. All right. And smudge it if you haven't done for a while. Do not run it underwater. It's one of the few that is dissolvable. All right. Put it next to your bed, your selenite crystal. Also, you might want to put rose quartz there. Yeah. The reason why we put the selenite into bedrooms, me and my girls have all got them, is it's angelic. It represents angelic protection.
Oh, okay.
All right. So the last thing you need is while you're fast asleep to pick up, what do I call him? Your neighbor, Negative Nigel's crap, basically. All right. Negative Nigel can hold his own. You don't need to carry it for him. Okay. It's got all these characters I use. Does that make sense to you? Recognize when you're asleep, you're a little bit more energetically vulnerable. Yeah, to these energies. So if your partner is a miserable, moaning so-and-so, I suggest you sleep in another room. Or shove some black obsidian in his pockets while if he's got pajamas on. But do you know what I mean? It's like watch for absorbing other people's energy. And as always, I'm going to say salt bath. You know, I'm a salt bath lover. But yeah, and smudge. And you know what? If someone has come into your space moaning their arse off, you smudge your space the minute they've gone. Nothing wrong with that. So any questions? Is this helping tonight?
I'm not sure I can take smudge to work though. That's the only thing.
No, you'll have to buy spray. So
Yeah.
and it's perfume. Is it helping tonight?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, it is mind. It's mind. What we call mind over matter season, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah. If it doesn't really matter, don't mind it.
Mm.
Yeah. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what your mum thinks and what your mum's going on about. To be perfect, I'm going to be rude because you know as well as I do, although I've never met her, she'll be saying the same story next week or the week after, whatever. So let her get on with it. Do you know what I mean? It's that kind of. Sometimes we have to have. It's not that you don't care. It's just that you're past caring.
Yeah.
Because actually, that's not what's right for the situation for your own self-care.
No.
Makes
No.
sense. So
Yeah.
yeah. So Kaz, if you're still working in the shop,
yeah, I am.
You may need to crystal up.
I am. I'm always crystalled up in the shop.
Yeah, and if you ain't got size 5s in whatever it is they want this week, you could be in trouble.
I'm gonna take a sage spray and keep it under the counter, and anyone that gives me grief, I'm just gonna go.
So you get arrested for mace and then they test it. It's like, what the hell is this?
Blame it on the C word.
Pardon?
Just blame it on the C word and say, oh, sorry, we've got to spray after each person.
Oh yeah, good idea.
Yeah, don't use the C word, whatever you do.
I have the C word, so I can't smell, so that's good. I
Oh,
just
bless you.
I have no idea what you're talking about. What smell?
Oh God, that's quite long lasting sometimes, isn't it? Losing your sense of smell from it, from what I hear.
I don't know. It's only happened today, and my taste.
Oh
you know,
God, I'll keep my mouth shut then.
Yeah,
I had
they
it.
gave me chocolate orange, and I've been living in the same room for like 6 days. I keep waiting for my test to go negative. But yeah, it's like, and I've been poorly with it as well, unfortunately. But yeah, David gave me a chocolate orange. I went, well, this is off, and he went, no, it's not. I went, well, it doesn't taste like chocolate orange. And, it was and then I'm like sniffing my coffee and tasting my coffee, thinking, oh.
Oh God.
I know what that feels.
I
know what that feels like, Kath. Actually,
Yeah, I was going to say that was Yvonne.
I had that. I only came out the weekend, and I burned some incense. I had lavender and sandalwood, and you know how strong both of those are. Couldn't even smell it, and I had it right under my nose.
Well, I was doubting myself. I was like finding some perfume and spraying that, thinking, no, definitely can't smell anything. And then I was literally, David did bolognese with you, and I'm picking out every bit of vegetable trying to taste it. It's like, no, definitely can't taste anything.
Yeah. But, I could taste but not smell. But yeah, it lasted a couple of days, the smell went, and then suddenly I could smell it again.
Well, hopefully it won't be long then.
Well, I had it back in November, and even now it comes and goes. So
does it?
Yeah, maybe it's there most of the time, but even now it comes and goes, and with taste, things aren't still 100%. So
this is what I hear. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
I would say you lose your sense of smell, so you can't smell the bullshit that's going on in politics right now.
Oblivious.
Not sure about the taste.
Try not to taste it.
Yeah, let me know if you worked out what that's for. Well, I hope it helps you. I hope you feel better soon, Kath. I really do. Has it helped you this evening?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And as I said, it won't happen tonight because me and technology are not good friends today. So I'm going to actually move away from the laptop for the rest of the evening. I've already got to do reruns on bloody everything I've done today. It's one of those days where I could have stayed home really, because that's about as productive as it's been. Unless I came here physically. So what I'm going to do, but I will record it and I'll load it up into my system, and I'll give you the link for you to have access to it.
Thank you.
All right, lovely. So I will knock off the recording, and